Dude, 2K fixed the East and West Coast glitch in Pro-Am. Look at this. We're going up against an elite team in our first game, but the jerseys. Fresh is wearing the right jerseys and we're wearing the walk-on gold jerseys. I have never seen this glitch before in a 2K game. So yes, now we can actually play together, but the jerseys are scrambled. So maybe that's a side effect of the fix. Maybe they fixed it so you can play with people on the West Coast. But if you do that, the jerseys are going to still be glitched. I don't know, but this is so funny. And this game, the other team, they had several turnovers where they just threw it right to Fresh because he's blending in. Look at how confusing this is. We have yellow jerseys. He's got a red jersey. So you can't blame them for passing the ball and turning it over, right? I mean, oh, look at that pass. Fresh off the side of the backboard. Oh, man. What a joke this first game is going to be with these jerseys. This is so funny. Now, what are the differences between walk-on and the Pro-Am? Definitely the difficulty or maybe just the sliders. I'm not sure, but the speed was definitely slower than what we're used to playing walk-on. It definitely had a different feel, so we're going to have to get used to it. But now that it actually works, this is what we're going to be playing. The only reason we played walk-on is because this didn't work. Now, I still play walk-on solo by myself sometimes just to level up faster in between games as I'm rendering videos. And it's really funny because when you're playing with a bunch of randoms, these guys are terrible. I had a game last night. We actually came back and won at the end, but we had a center on our team. And this guy, when he would get a rebound, he would go coast to coast. He's a center, slow. He would literally never pass the ball. If he got a steal and we're wide open, there's guys down the court, he wouldn't pass it. So at the end of the game, my teammates started calling a timeout when he would get the rebound because he was just going to go coast to coast. It was so funny. We ran out of timeouts. The game actually went into overtime, and we were able to win in overtime. But some of these randoms, they're just so trash. And it's also funny because in some of the games that I play, people don't know it's me. They don't recognize me. So they get all excited when I pass to the open guy or I make a nice play. Because normally your teammates are trash. So I find somebody, I get an assist. They're like, oh, nice find. Like they're getting all hype. And it's it is so funny playing walk-on by yourself. So this East and West Coast fix, they did say that they didn't need a patch to do this. It took them well over a month. This game came out September 15th. It's now October 25th. So it took them a month and 10 days to do this. You know they're working on the next patch. They're embarrassed because they got exposed. They put out a patch. They didn't test the patch. It broke a bunch of other stuff. Some game modes you can't even play. Like my team, you can't play because of the foul glitch. And a lot of the criticism for NBA 2K18 has mainly just been around the playability, the features, the VC. We haven't even really talked about the gameplay, which is funny because the gameplay is important as well. But the gameplay in 2K18 is not really improved. When you really think about it, it's not. And I've documented that in my career series. I've pointed out several different flaws in all the games, from rebounding to help defense and just all types of stuff. But for instance, let's talk about the dribbling. The dribbling is not better in this game than last year. In 2K17, it was possible to lose the ball if you were doing stupid stuff while dribbling. For instance, let's say you do a spin move and the defense is right in front of you. You just do a spin move right in front of them. You're going to lose the ball in 2K17. In 2K18, you don't lose the ball. In fact, there's a lot of dribbling that happens in this game, and you're wondering why don't they lose the ball? Because they're dribbling around multiple defenders. And then, oh, look at me being a savage, going for that corner three. And then the zigzag cheese is the worst it's ever been in 2K18. It's never been this bad. And that's because in this year's game, not only can you zigzag, but there's a new version of the zigzag where you can literally just like carry the ball back and forth and back. Like if you do it fast enough, you can just like, I know you guys know what I'm talking about. The people that have played the game, you've seen some crazy zigzag this year. It's not even the regular where you dribble, you take a few steps, and then you come back, you take a few more steps. It's like an immediate, like, you're just standing in the same spot, but your hands are, like, rotating. And it's embarrassing. I actually need to make a zigzag cheese video and talk about it and show examples. because honestly, this zigzag cheese has been around for so many years. It needs to be gone. They need to finally fix it. It's time. 2K, it's time to go to work, and you have to just fix the zigzag cheese. All they have to do is take all dribbling animations off of the left stick. No dribbling animations. You cannot do crossovers, none of that. If you want to do a crossover, you need to use the right stick. That's all they got to do. I guess maybe they have to automatically make the movement for people, because maybe it's too difficult to use the right stick to switch the ball hand when you want to switch directions for the noobs. But in the NBA, you have to protect the ball. You cannot simply dribble in front of the defense like people have been doing for years with the zigzag. You need to get low, you know, do a crossover or go behind the back or go through the legs, but protective. So I actually need to make a video and explain it and break it down, and I'll probably do that, but I'm just talking general now about the gameplay. The gameplay is not improved. So for example, the screens in this game, there's so many illegal screens. That's another major gameplay flaw. Like, you'll go around a screen and you'll try to go around the screen on the right side, but then the animation will force you to go around the screen on the left side. For people that play the game, I know you know what I'm talking about. It's crazy. And then the guys setting screens are moving. There's supposed to be no movement at all. Sometimes they're leaning in, they're leaning to the side. Like, let's say if you're trying to avoid a screen, a guy will just lean into you, and then you get stuck in a crazy animation. It's crazy. When you go into replay mode, like let's say you're playing My Career and you get stuck on a mean screen. When you go into replay mode, you can't believe your eyes with what you're seeing. The animations are just sucking you left and right and over there and over here. You're getting stuck. You're getting stuck twice. The guy is leaning. He's leaning over there. He's leaning over here. Then he readjusts the screen. He moves a little bit. You get stuck again, and there's the same process over and over. It is unbelievable. The rebounding is terrible. You know, you've seen people getting rebounds. They shouldn't be getting them. They're not in position to get them. I've shown this in my career games. I would always go into replay mode and show you the rebounding cheese. It's terrible. It has not been improved. The stealing the ball doesn't work. It hasn't been improved. You know, you go into replay mode, you swipe at the ball, you hit the ball, your hand goes through the ball does not come loose. The only improvement to the gameplay that I know for sure is better, and it's such a minor feature. It's pretty nice though. It's when you're passing the ball. If you hold down the pass button and there's two people in the area, by holding the pass, you're going to pass it to the guy that's furthest away from you by holding down the pass button. That's a new feature. That's something that's new that was not in the previous 2Ks. That is an improvement, but I wouldn't say that passing is improved. I wouldn't say that the speed of passes are improved. I wouldn't say that passes are more realistic. I know that players are still missing passes. Like, you pass on the ball, they can't handle the pass. Sometimes they're wide open. It doesn't make sense why they can't handle the pass. Alley-oop passes really don't work. You don't really want to throw alley-oops in this game. Even if the players are open, you got a good passing rating and the player's open, you could still throw the ball out of bounds. It's really crazy. They don't want you to throw lob passes this year. I'm all for cutting down on lob cheese because some people will just abuse the lobs. And look at this shot clock cheese to end the third quarter. I'm all for taking out cheese from the game because a lot of people would alley-oop cheese. But I think most of us can agree that when you have the ideal situation to throw a lob, you're still not really having the success, right? They've toned the alley-oops down so much that a lot of times, even when the situation is perfect, you're still throwing the ball way out of bounds. And with patch 5 coming out, with them working on the patch, they have to fix so many things that aren't even gameplay related, that who knows if they're going to fix the gameplay related issues. Probably not. Like the zigzag cheese, I'm pretty sure we're going to be going another year where the zigzag cheese is still here. Do you guys remember in one of those 2Ks where their solution to the zigzag cheese was to lower the shot meter, like make it smaller if you're zigzag cheesing? Like, what kind of fix is that? To fix the zigzag cheese, you need to take out the silly animation that allows you to throw the ball in front of the defense without losing it back and forth. People shouldn't be doing crossovers on the left stick. The left stick is to move your player. The proper way to move on the court is, let's say the ball is in my left hand, I'm at center court, and I want to go to the right side of the court, and look at that move. before I dribble to the right, I need to switch the ball into the right hand, but I need to do it in a way that I don't turn it over because I have a defender right in front of me. So I can either go behind the back or through the legs or just cross it over low, and all of that can be achieved with the right stick. And so that's what you do. That's how you stop the zigzag cheese. You make them do that before they can turn and go in the other direction. So their player would have to stop, they'd have to protect the ball, switch the hands, and then go in the other direction. You see, that wouldn't work. There would be no advantage to doing that. Nobody would do that, just like nobody zigzags in real life. So I have to make a video on that, but let me know what you think